African American communities have suffered under Democratic control. To those I say the following: what do you have to lose by trying something new like Trump? What do you have to lose? You're living in poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs. 58% of your youth is unemployed. What the hell do you have to lose?
There you go. That's Donald Trump today after he visited the folks in Louisiana, speaking in Michigan. And joining us now, Kristin Tate, Libertarian author, political columnist, founder of TheLibertarianChick.com, and author of Government Gone Wild. The more I see that cover, the more I think they should have put your picture on the cover. But anyway, so Kristin, this is something he repeated the other day outside Milwaukee, and the media, the first thing the media said was, oh, he said it to a white audience. There were no blacks there, as if not everybody in the world is hearing it. And today again, I had CNN on after they showed this. They come back and they said, there were no blacks in the crowd. Why doesn't he go down the road to a black audience?
Because they have nothing else to attack besides that. The speech was phenomenal. I love this new Trump. You know, he's going after the most sacred of Democrat voters, the black vote. The black vote has been taken for granted by liberals forever, and Trump is providing a really compelling message to them. You know, liberal policies have kept generations in poverty. Getting people hooked on government dependency, that is not helping the black community, and Trump is exposing that, and I think it's kind of terrifying the liberal media.
It is. I think it is as well. 877-NEWSMAX, 877-639-7629. Barack Obama, who can't get away from the golf course, sends his Department of Homeland Security director to stand there in Louisiana and say, well, the president can't be everywhere at the same time, and he has a very busy schedule this fall. We're in the middle of summer. I don't even know what that. I can't even make sense of what the man who's supposed to be keeping us safe was standing there and saying. But remember what Barack Obama said when he was running for the presidency.
What he said about George Bush?
Well, yeah, that, but also this.
This is a serious job. I just want to emphasize the degree to which we are in serious times, and this is a really serious job.
Being president is a serious job.
So in love with you.
How cool is this, though, really?
Amazing.
Can you run down to the kitchen in your underpants in the middle of the night?
You just gotta kind of keep on.
Obama out.
Yeah, Obama out. That's what he's saying to the people of Louisiana. Obama out. I mean, look, Donald Trump, I know him. He's a man that cares. He brought that truck with him full of supplies, handed out the supplies. I mean, while Hillary is sitting at home calling the governor, and Obama is golfing, and Trump and Pence go down there talking to the people.
It's incredible. But you know, Steve, what really gets me going about this whole thing is back when Hurricane Katrina hit, Obama was very quick to criticize George W. Bush, who flew over the area to assess the damage.
Yep.
Obama said, and this is a direct quote, "President Bush is a president who just views the people from the window of a plane." That's what he said. Now, Louisiana is underwater again, and what's Obama's response? His response is to play golf, eat fancy dinners consecutive nights in a row, and enjoy private beaches. That's his response. The media is silent, and they're just looking on adoringly at his vacation.
Well, we played it yesterday, I think, so we have, as soon as I get the signal to play, we don't have, okay, but we had Obama saying that exact thing that you said. Let's get to the phones. We have a lot of people who want to talk to us, including Marcia from Garden City, New York. Hello, Marcia.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, Marcia, you're an old veteran of this. You know the deal.
Yes, I am. And a happy Sabbath to you in about 40 minutes.
Oh, thank you.
Listen, did that Ms. Mitchell, did she go to the James Carville School of Public Speaking? Oh, my goodness.
Who's that?
That was quite a...
Oh, Jane Velez Mitchell, yeah.
Yeah, oh, wow.
She's one of a kind, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I want to say I was so proud of Donald Trump today for going down to Louisiana and doing what the president wouldn't do or cares not to do, and go down there and at least show his support. I know, okay, yeah, he did all the presidential things and so forth, as far as giving them aid and all that, but he should be down there showing that he's the president. He's got to be the guy in charge. And you talk about being presidential. Donald Trump is showing right there he's presidential, and despite what the alphabet networks say about him, you know, he is really showing what a president ought to be doing. And I like him, and I think, like I tweeted the other day on Twitter, somebody was saying about the polls. I said, here's your polls. Thousands go to his rally. Dozens show up
Right.
for Hillary.
No, Marcia, that's a good point. I appreciate it. I want to get to Kristin on this, what she said about today, but also combine that with yesterday. He said he regretted some of the things he said, and he's sorry if he offended people and they felt pain because of his words. That went a long way. I mean, this is, I don't know if Kellyanne Conway is responsible for this, but in 2 days, we have seen a Donald Trump that if he were this way from the beginning, he'd be leading her in the polls by 10, and maybe if he keeps it up, he will be.
Yeah, it was humble and strong, and I want to see more of this. But real quick, Steve, back to the Louisiana flooding thing. Obama hasn't even interrupted his vacation to, address this at all.
Not even talk about it.
But I want to just point out, in 2014, he immediately interrupted his vacation then to make a statement and deal with the Mike Brown shooting.
Right.
He had no problems cutting his vacation short for that. But apparently, he couldn't care less to cut his vacation short for the people of Louisiana, where there are caskets floating down the street.
And in Milwaukee, when they were literally hunting down white people in the streets to beat them, he couldn't interrupt his vacation for that either. Right. Debbie is in Palm City, Florida. Hi, Debbie.
Yes.
Go ahead. Yes, Debbie. Hi.
Hi, Steve. Love your show.
Thank you.
I wanted to say something about the situation in Louisiana with the caskets floating, and then it shows President Obama playing pasture pool in Martha's Vineyard. Where's Vice President Biden? Why couldn't he be there to do something?
I think he was still hugging Hillary last I looked. He hadn't let go.
I'm wondering if maybe Hillary was actually the vice president and didn't have time to get there. They just changed titles or something. But I think it's very disgraceful that no presence of the president or the vice president wasn't there, that he was too busy playing pasture pool in Martha's Vineyard.
It is a disgrace, Debbie. It really is. And yesterday I speculated that, Kristin, that maybe there aren't any black people in Louisiana that are being affected the way they were by Katrina. But I saw a black person today that was affected, so my theory was shot to heck, even though it was tongue-in-cheek. All right, let's go to Julie in Westfield, New Jersey. Thank you, Debbie. Julie, you're next. Hi.
Hey, Steve. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, Steve, Wednesday night on CNN, Brian Stelter, I'm telling you this because I know you appeared with him.
And Kristin was there the week before with Brian. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Wednesday night he said, since his new Kellyanne and Steve Bannon, we're going to, like heck, fact-check his new ads and his speeches. And the Trump surrogate just sat there, Boris Epstein. Why didn't he say, are you going to fact-check Hillary's speeches and her ads? I'm telling you, the Trump surrogates are awful. I like Boris Epstein, but he just sat there and said, what about Hillary? You're not fact-checking Hillary?
Let me tell you something. If Kristin and I were his surrogates and we were sitting there, we would have been all over Brian. We would have been all over. Like today, I'm watching Brianna Keeler. Brianna Keeler has 3 political people. One is the CNN guy, Mark Preston, and the other 2, one works for different publications, and they're supposed to be reporters. Brianna Keeler is literally, and I tweeted this out, literally laughing at the prospect of Donald Trump trying to reach out to black people. Laughing. I mean, it's insane, but this is CNN. That's CNN. Kristin, it's insane.
Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, asking someone at CNN or these mainstream outlets, are you going to fact check Hillary? Of course, they're going to say, yes, we will.
Right,
we do.
Sure. Oh, we do.
But you know what? They make their bias clear in what they choose to spend their time on. Steve, you and I are always baffled by the headlines that are on CNN during the day, like all week. They've completely ignored this whole thing about Obama not addressing Louisiana, and instead they just run headline after headline on these mainstream outlets about the Trump campaign melting, everything's, totally ruined with the Trump campaign. It's just around the clock coverage of that.
Absolutely.
They don't report on this other stuff.
No, it really is insane. I thank you for the call. More of your calls coming up, ladies and gentlemen, at 877 Newsmax. 877 Newsmax. Kristen's going to stick around, and we're going to be joined by my buddy Jim Hoft of the Gateway Pundit, and I want to prepare you for this. They put out the Clinton people put out a mailing after the hiring of Steve Bannon from Breitbart. And basically, they promised to destroy. They said, well, you know, conservative media is bad enough, but, you know, we tolerate it. We're for free speech. But Breitbart, that's a different story. So they're pledging now to destroy and shut down Breitbart. We'll let you see exactly what they sent out. When we come back, we'll take your calls on it. We're live. It's Friday. It's the Steve Malzberg Show, and we're doing what no other network does right here on Newsmax Television. Newsmax Television, taking your calls.